a year later, and I'm here to give you my 3 years natural hair update. And we have quite a number of issues. About a year ago, I saw my hair wasn't growing as fast as most people's hair should be growing, and I had noticed a lot of problems from my health to a lot of things. So I decided to intervene and see how my hair would do. So last year I started taking, I had mostly internal factors that were affecting my hair so I decided to start taking care of my internals such that I could have better hair. I don't have the same problems as I had last year when I started my mini braids challenge, when I decided to change everything for my hair health. So last year I had split ends throughout my hair, and I had my hair was browning, my hair was looking matted, my hair was ashy. I tried to fix my hair. I noticed when I started taking care of my internals, my hair started to grow in better. And the first 3 months, I started doing mini braids, first of all, to take care of my hair. And I was washing my hair, conditioning it. So I put it up in these mini braids, which I left in for, the first time I left in for 3 months. And I took them down and I got a lot of length. I'll show you that video here. And I was so excited. But then I noticed that my hair was breaking as I was taking down the mini braids. So I did the next mini braids again, which I left in for 5 months. At around the 2.5 months, did the rebraid, and I was still having issues with breakage. March this year, I took down the braids and I still had the same issue. And my hair didn't retain the length I hoped for. My roots were growing in thicker, but the ends of my hair were breaking. I went through a whole year growing and breaking my hair at the same time. And up to now, I still have breakage, but it's not as bad as it was earlier on, because I'm trying to figure out what the problem is, and I'm looking into, because I noticed that mostly this is now an external factor. This is not an internal factor anymore. My roots are thicker, my roots are growing in thicker, and the ends of my hair just can't retain length. My hair is not showing any length. So this couldn't be an internal issue. This is an external issue. It is causing my breakage. My 3-year hair growth journey, I didn't really think, like, you know, quite a number of YouTubers, by the 3rd year, they have very long, by the 1st year even, they have very long hair. But unfortunately, I'm not that person. I've not been able to retain that length yet. And we're going to figure this out together. I want to figure it out. So first of all, I made a video earlier, a few months ago, talking about how being a lazy natural is damaging and true. I shouldn't have left in my mini braids for as long as I have been doing. I noticed by the time I was taking down my mini braids, my hair would feel dry even if I was washing it weekly. So protective styles, like leaving them long-term protective styles, they don't work for me. They don't work for me. I did retain length in the first 3 months, but the next month that came, I was just having way much more breakage than I did grow hair from my scalp. 4 weeks ago, I did a style because I was going to do some job for like a month. I did a style to put my hair away, and it was a very cute style. I liked it. But once, like, that was the biggest blow to my hair. There's this video I did, and my hair was not as short as it is today, and it was not as unhealthy it was today, and that was before I did the style. Coming out of the mini braids, I would still see this breakage, and it was quite there. But after I did this style, 4 weeks later when I took out this style, I did notice that my ends were so dry, because I used rubber bands at the end to keep the beads in my hair. So I noticed my ends were so dry and I could not rub off the feeling of what was going to happen to my hair. So when I started taking down my hair, I really saw much more breakage than I had seen before, and my hair had broken off in this, had gotten more damage in these 4 weeks than it had ever gotten. And I attributed it to the style I did where I used rubber bands. So I'd been doing mini braids and leaving them in for a long time, and then I added that damage more by doing a style with rubber bands and left it in for 4 weeks. Mini braids, protective styles are not for damaged hair. To be sincere, I don't think they're for damaged hair. Just don't put your hair up in protective styles if your hair is damaged. Stylists talk about these things and we think they don't know what they're talking about, or we just ignore them. No, not this year again. I'll not be doing any more long-term protective styles. Like, this is the meanest of the smallest of braids I've had since 2 weeks ago, because I can't afford to put my hair away for any longer than a week. So I don't have proper length retention, and I almost didn't do this video. I said, okay, I just wanted to keep quiet and move on with my life, but I said, let me come back on here with my real open and really face my issues and really face my problems, just like I've been telling you what was going on. So mini braids, protective styles, like leaving them in for more than a week, I can't afford it anymore. I've tried it and they don't work for me. I've seen it for the whole year. The first month I did gain length. The other months my hair did grow. It's not like my hair has not been growing. My hair grows, but I just can't retain the length with the amount of breakage I'm having. Secondly, I noticed that I was over clarifying my hair. So the first 3 months of my mini braids, long-term protective style mini braids challenge, I was washing my hair and I was clarifying my hair once a month, but I was washing with more gentle shampoos at least and moisturizing my hair. So in that video you'll see that I did retain length and my hair went from being here to here in about 3 months time. After that I introduced clarifying my hair twice a month, and my scalp felt so great. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to adjust. I don't know how to go back to the other routine, but after I started clarifying my hair twice a month, that's when I noticed more thickness in my hair. So at my roots, more thickness at my roots. So I went on doing that, and I noticed as much as my scalp was loving me clarifying my hair, the ends of my hair have not been loving it, because I do not have, if I'm going to clarify my hair like twice a month, every other week, I need to use deep conditioners more frequently. So these are some of the things I was not doing, meaning that my ends were not retaining moisture, proper moisture, to have them thriving. So I do not necessarily have, I barely have any split ends, but my hair is just breaking at a very rapid rate. My ends are just feeling dry. It's more challenging for me to hold on to the moisture or to hold on to the hydration at the ends. I need to get deep conditioners. I've stopped using my clarifying shampoo every other week. I've used it at least once this month, and I'll be using a more gentle shampoo. So my ends are breaking off from dryness, much as the clarifying my hair every other week was helping with my scalp. It didn't do good for my ends. So that's number 2. And then number 3, I'm going to stop blow drying my hair from home from this moment onwards, I'll be looking for professional help to blow dry my hair. I think the do it all yourself thing is, I've learned to blow dry my hair, but I can't do myself a proper blowout like the stylist. From June this month, I'm going to go to stylist whenever I need a blowout, and I will start blowing out my hair probably every month. So probably every month, and the trims I'll no longer be doing them myself. So, and the fourth is I have been over trimming my hair, and because I can't see what I'm trimming, and because when I blow dry my hair it's not fully stretched, that's why I have to pull from the strand and chop it because it's not fully stretched, and I can't really see what I'm doing well. From this moment onwards, I'm not going to be doing my own trims. I'm going to ask for professional help too. So if I'm going to go and blow dry my hair professionally, I'll ask them to trim my hair too. But I am only going to finish this year trimming my hair every 3 months, and then the year after that, next year, I'll be increasing it to every 4 months, because I'm giving myself this year to get rid of any damage in my hair. I'm giving myself from June to the end of this year to get rid of any damage in my hair, and from next year I'll increase I'll increase the months in between before I have a trim. But blow drying, I'll have to do that every month. Yeah. So these are the things I've noticed that have stopped me from having length this past 1 year, and this is now 3 years of my natural hair journey, and this is how long my hair is. Like, I really thought last year I was going to do well with my hair with the mini braids and so on, and I was doing an excellent job at taking care of my hair, but then it wasn't enough. Where my scalp appreciated, my ends did not, and where my ends would appreciate, my scalp wouldn't. So I stopped oiling my scalp, and I need to find a way to keep my hair moisturized, and this is where the shampoo, clarifying shampoo, is going to come in once a month. But I need a very good shampoo to wash my hair, and I need a shampoo that has more moisture. You need to, not basically a lot of oils, but a good shampoo just to keep within the routine. So yeah, this is my 3-year natural hair update. I thank God I've been able to do this video, and I feel so embarrassed because I have not retained length, and this has been typically an external issue. It's not from the inside. I'm taking care of my diet, and things are looking pretty good, and my natural hair journey is just a very bumpy, rough road. I'm yet to see the year I'll retain more length, and hopefully it's going to be the next year, the year that's ahead of us. So it's been a very bumpy journey, and we hope it gets better, because now I know that I outgrew the damage, the split end damage, and I'm done with protein overload issues. I'm done with a lot of the other damages I had at the beginning. So remember to like, subscribe, and comment. See you in my next video.